into their world. It's not just chickens and the Angus herd. So take off your boots, relax, and go beyond the ranch.
Good evening, welcome, thanks for joining us. I'm Mike.
And I'm Erin.
And this is the Beyond the Ranch live stream. It happens every Sunday night right here on the Beyond the Ranch channel, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And thanks everybody for joining us. Some new faces out there with us today, and maybe some faces I haven't seen in quite a while, but I would recognize this one if I ever saw it. Tree Saw Limb Nah Birch. Thanks for joining us. I do appreciate it. There's probably some story behind that, and feel free to share it with everybody. Colton is here with us. Scott, of course, keeping track of the thumbs up. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button there, and make sure that you're bringing people in to watch the live stream. Dr. Dixon with us again. Melissa Curtin, Rebecca Davis, and of course our moderators, Lori Habel. Matt Fensel is here, and I'm not sure who else is here. I think it might just be Lori and Matt tonight. So thanks a bunch for coming and hanging out with us. We have some cool things we're going to talk about. Obviously, big news this week was the Mike Bloomberg video. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Erin's gotten back into the gardens, which makes her very happy and very sore at the same time.
Dehydrated, tired, sore.
You can't.
It's
so
like
if you're you yell at me for not drinking enough all the time. Do you have to up your water production when you're working inside the high tunnel?
You literally drink a glass of water like every 18 days.
I just don't get thirsty.
You're like soda and coffee. And rock stars.
There's water in this.
No, there's not. There's 7-Up.
Oh yeah. Well, there's water in 7-Up. I'm pretty sure. That's like one of the ingredients.
I put some ice cubes in my
There is ice cubes. Ice cubes are technically made from water. Or at least I think they are. Most of them are anyway.
I drink literally like
gallons of water. I don't know how you just don't live in the bathroom. You drink so much water.
Noon, that's all I do.
It's like, oh my God! Like we have a Culligan thing. It's not Culligan, but
you're asking for a kidney stone. You're getting older. You're gonna have to start worrying about these things.
I know, right? Thanks. Who said something about a kidney stone?
JB Weld.
Oh, of course it was JB Weld. So anyway, so you're back in the high tunnel. We've got some pictures to show from there. Also, we have a brand new video that's going to be coming out next week from one of our, I can't really call them a sponsor because they're not a sponsor, but they did sponsor the Ranch Roundup last year. Michelin, and they sent me a cool new set of tires for the Bobcat. I had a chance to put them on yesterday, one of these days, put them on, had a chance to run around with it a little bit, and we're going to have that video coming up, and I've got a sneak preview for you for you this evening too. So all kinds of cool stuff coming up. First of all, we're going to tackle a few questions. So if anybody has a burning question that just they cannot wait to get out of their little heads, feel free to throw it up there, and we will answer a few questions before we get into the meat and potatoes of the whole thing. Right?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. JB Weld, is that the Tweels? That is the Tweels. All right, that's one question down. Fiona, I haven't seen you for a while. Fiona's back here today. Do you like bourbon? It has water in it. Well, technically, so does whiskey. I mean, it has water.
You don't really like bourbon.
I'm not a huge fan of bourbon. I do have people have bought me bourbon and stuff like that, and I'll drink it, but it's not at the top of my list. I'm really cheap. I like Seagram 7. It costs like $3 a bottle. It's like right next to the Boone's Farm and the Great Mad Dog 2020, and yeah, I like it. It's just that's the way it works. So I saw Alex Jacobs asked back there if Ariat was a sponsor of the channel, and they're not. So we kind of break it down. We have people that we work with. We consider those our partners, and to be a partner with us, you have to, basically our core values kind of have to line up. I mean, we're just not grabbing sponsors to grab sponsors.
Well, and we're not technically, we don't have any sponsors. Nobody's
actually paid us to do a damn thing.
No one's paying us cash to make content. So, we've received some products. Obviously the AeroQuip is rather expensive. Tweels are dang expensive. But we technically don't have a single sponsor.
Right. We don't have anybody cutting us checks.
No, we have some product deals.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish
And so we break it down by, we have people we work with, and then we also have partners. And partners, our values have to align. And our partners are very simple. They're AeroQuip, who they are, one of their biggest values is it's not even selling equipment, it's cattle handling. That's what they really, really want to stress. They don't care what kind of equipment that you have, as long as it's safe for your cattle. So we partner with them. Also, we partner with BCS, who makes the two-wheel tractors. They have actually been with the channel since we had like 2,500 subscribers or something like that when they came on board and said, we love what you guys are doing, we want to help you out, and they gave us the BCS to use, and we've just been rolling with that ever since. So and they also, then they took me to California here a few weeks ago, and so those kind of people, when you start talking about like Ariat and Stetson and that kind of stuff,
they again like send us a few products. Like you even bought a hat in a couple of years. We give away some hats. Like we have an affiliate link with Ariat, so you guys can get a discount. We do receive a little bit of money. Like we'll be transparent with you guys. If you guys have brand questions, sponsor questions, like
feel free, ask away.
Ask.
All right. I didn't even have to super chat that one. No, you sure didn't, man. Let's see. How many acres do you guys farm? So when you talk about the difference between farming and ranching,
hay.
So hay production we consider a type of farming. We're basically growing grass. So not that kind of grass. So we're growing grass, and we consider that farming. So we harvest a little bit over 500 acres of grassland per year. We don't always turn it over every year, and we don't. We don't seed it every year and all that kind of stuff, but we do harvest that.
It's a perennial.
Yeah, exactly. And then you are market gardening a third of an acre, something like that, which doesn't sound like very much.
Pushing a half an acre.
Oh wow!
By now,
by
the time I add the space between the high tunnels, this year's going into perennial vegetables and fruits, and so I think I'm pretty close to half, and maybe not quite.
Yeah,
I'm somewhere between a third and a half of an acre, somewhere in that range. Erin, whose handprint is on the coffee cup? Mackenzie. Mackenzie made this when she was like 3 or 4 in preschool.
Yeah.
So.
She didn't make the cup, did she?
No, she painted it.
She painted it. Okay, I was going to say, if she made that cup, man, she did a really good job.
Great. No.
Really good job. So how much hay are you buying? So that ties right into the how much we're farming. This year we have, I don't even know the tonnage. I'd have to figure it out. But
I can figure it out real quick.
We bought 5 truckloads of hay that are actually in the process of getting delivered
There's
now.
42 on a truck?
Yeah, about 800 pounds a piece.
5.
So anyway, so we're bringing that in slowly, and that should carry us through spring, hopefully.
We bought 87 tons.
87 tons of hay this spring. So yeah, there you go. Erin will answer that question for you.
It took me a second. See, that's what happens when you're
we don't start talking
dehydrated.
about hay. We start talking about hay, we go down a wild, crazy, strange road.
No,
so
but
we
that's
can't.
how I can tell I'm dehydrated, because my brain doesn't work.
Wait a minute. Was that? Did you just put me down in some weird way?
Yeah, I sure did.
Well, what do I know? I'm just a dumb farmer. So.
Me too. I put some seeds in the ground.
You did. You put seeds in the ground. You dug a hole, put seeds in the ground, put water on it.
I did put some. I put so much water on it, I had fog.
I went into the high tunnel today, and it was literally raining in the high tunnel.
You missed the fog, though.
I missed the fog.
You weren't there for the fog.
Yeah.
It's super. So in the high tunnel, I get asked this a lot, and if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, like I did post the stories the other day, if it's sunny out and like we've had some really nice weather, it was like 41 degrees today, very melty and swampy outside and mud.
Yeah.
This is like first fall spring.
Yeah.
Like blizzard tomorrow, spring today.
Mm-hmm.
But so it's been really sunny, and so we've had a few really nice days. So that's why I did a lot of work in the high tunnel, and it was over 100 the other day when we were
it was over 100 when I was in there.
And then I watered, so I put a bunch of water on. I did 2 days of watering to get the soil ready for planting, and planted a bunch, and that brings the temperature down. But it hovered around 90 all day in there today.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then it makes fog, and then it rains because it condensates.
It's all about. That's a big word, condensates.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Sky King asked, first calf is on the ground yet? Nope. Our first calf is actually technically due April 2nd, but we'll find out. They'll usually try to sneak out a couple early. So
not for like, I mean, we got a good 3 weeks.
Yeah, at least 2 or 3 weeks at least. Well, remember when 80 had number 1, which is our first year with the channel, I think he was a little early.
Like a Feb.
He was like a month early.
Like a March.
Yeah, he was in March, so.
I don't think we'll have anything before March 15th.
Probably not, but I do keep an eye out now. And even now, I can, as I go out, I kind of, count legs, kind of thing. Look for little tiny feet, and hopefully we don't see any for a little while yet. But
I think you're good for a couple more weeks, but yeah.
Let's see, Eric, who is age 10 and apparently using his dad Mark's account. How long did it take for you to get used to the ranching life?
Oh, a few years.
Are you used to it? There's times. So the other day, we talked about this a couple live streams back, or podcasts or something. But I came out to get a drink the other night, and a dang deer looking in our front. We have a big, like, kind of a picture window in the living room, and a dang deer just looking in. Like, what do you want? I'm scared the crap out of me. That you never get used to. So. Yeah.
You're buffering.
I'm buffering. I was going to try to show you guys a shot from the live webcam outside. And as you can tell, it is buffering. We were talking about the swamp that's happening outside and all the melting. And what you're looking at there is in the triangle pasture. And it's a hole, basically. So all this snow that melts around this bowl just runs down into that pond eventually, but right now it looks like a soupy a disaster.
And you need to feed them further out, man. It is a poopy.
It is.
It's poopy. It's poo lake.
It's poo lake. It happens every year.
Happens every year. It smells too. Like when it thaws, like today did. Like.
Spring smells like spring. Yeah, that's for sure. Let's see.
Is our internet broken?
No.
Okay.
No, we're working fine. I think it's just the camera is having an issue, but
All right.
Alrighty, moving right along.
Do we replace bets on the first calf will be more? No. I mean, it's exciting for us, but it's not.
We could like do it as a channel, but I don't know how we would do it. Yeah. There's really, unless somebody was like a bookmaker and could take odds or something, and then could you imagine the spreadsheet? You'd be like, all right, we got, even 4,000 people would,
Gambling's not legal in Wyoming.
It's not. We couldn't actually give away a prize on that kind of thing, but it is what it is. Let's see here. How deep is the frost line under the high tunnel?
It doesn't freeze in the high tunnel.
How did we ask ourselves our own question?
Which moderators logged in as us?
Yeah, some moderators logged in as us and asking us questions as ourselves. That's a little.
I bet that's Dave.
I bet you it is Dave. He kind of gave himself away there. Now we look like we're planting questions. My gosh, how unprofessional.
It doesn't freeze underneath the high tunnel, right? Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
The ground doesn't freeze inside the high tunnels. So, but our normal frost line is we put water lines at 6 foot, unless you drive over them, and then we put them at 10.
Well, we put them,
The one in front of the shop's like 10.
Yeah, it's deep. It's really deep in front of the shop because you're constantly driving over it. So, Michael Outdoors asked, is Gary still in Hawaii? No, he got back yesterday. So
what a jerk, man. He didn't even take us with.
No.
Susan went with. We didn't get to go.
No. Oh, well. And let's see, the winner could name the first calf. We did that last year, actually, with Mackenzie's class. Her class got to name the first calf last year, so that was kind of fun to do. James asked how long we've been married. What, 11? 12? 12.
It'll be 12 this summer.
It'll be 12. Actually, our anniversary is June 28th, which is the last day of the Ranch Roundup. So if you're here for Ranch Roundup, you'll get to celebrate our anniversary the way we usually do, which is by working.
It's super fun.
It is super fun. All right, so let's talk about the...
I'm going to answer. How's egg production? Getting tons of eggs.
Yeah, what is up with the chickens, man? They're laying eggs like crazy.
It's nice out.
They're going nuts.
It's going to blizzard tomorrow, though. And then how big are the high tunnels? They are both 30 foot by 72 foot.
Yep, exactly.
And it's 12 mil woven plastic. That's usually the follow-up question.
And we had a big tear in one of the high tunnels this week, which could have been. Did you get a picture of that?
Yeah.
Did you get? You didn't send it to me, so I can't put it in. But yeah, we had a huge tear in one of the high tunnels that could have been horrible.
Not like, so they have roll-up sides. So they have wiggle wire that's at 5 feet. So you basically have two sections. You have your roll-up side, which is held on a different way. There's a bar at the bottom, and then there's rope. There's billow rope, and then the dome is held on by wiggle wire. So it was in the roll-up side, which was actually a lot easier to fix, and like I have no concern that we'll lose the dome of the plastic with that tear, but the wind pushes against the hoops, and for some reason it split. Never had that happen before, so
I don't know.
I stitched her back up.
It was a weird thing.
Called her good.
I did see a funny comment here from JB Weld. I knew it. Our Wyoming Life is really a Russian troll farm for super chats, and Mike and Erin are just the paid actors for the channel. There is the proof. I did laugh. Before the live stream started, I looked in there, and there was 25 thumbs up, and there was only 18 people waiting.
Well, some people came in and...
So it was like they had some dead people vote or something.
They came in and thumbs up and they left.
Exactly.
Oh, there was another question.
There was another question you wanted to answer?
Both of our high tunnels are from Farm Tech.
Yep.
They're all pretty much the same. Farm Tech, Polytech. I don't know who else. Greenhouse Megastore has them. Yeah.
Greenhouse Megastore? Now that sounds made up.
No.
No? That does sound weird. All right. So one more question. Well, okay, let's answer a couple more questions, then we'll get into the meat of what we want to talk about. Miriam Bertram asked how jerky sales are going. Jerky sales are going great.
Somebody just ordered some.
Somebody just ordered jerky, actually. You can buy jerky on the website. We're looking at launching a subscription service where you can get beef jerky every month.
I still don't have all of our jerky back from our processor. They ran out of labels.
Yeah, they ran out of labels. So
so we're still waiting. Roundup tickets go on sale March 31st.
Correct. Yeah, and we'll have more details coming out here as we get a little bit closer. We want to kind of have everything buttoned up before we put them on sale, and kind of let you guys know what's going to be going on, and some of the cool events and sponsors and all that kind of thing. So, Kyle Wessels asked about a podcast this week. We'll let you know on that one. And do you have pronghorns or only whitetail? We have pronghorn deer. Or pronghorn antelope, we have mule deer. So we see a whitetail very rarely.
Very rarely.
Yep.
And occasionally an elk will wander through. I've never seen a moose.
No, never seen a moose. Somebody asked about spicy jerky. Sheila there. We have a spicy Cajun.
We have a couple spicy options. We have peppered, which sometimes can be spicy depending on
if you get the right pepper, yeah.
And then we have sweet and spicy, and then we have a Cajun.
Yeah. Which we're kind of bumping up a little bit.
Yeah, I added more Cajun, and with the sweet and spicy, it was nice and spicy. I added more sweet.
Yep.
So once those labels get in.
One more from Never Too Late. Did you get the guest house done? It is this close to being done. We have to get one more bed in there. We're missing a bed. We need sheets and bedding. We need
kitchen stuff.
We
Towels.
Need window coverings.
Yeah.
Curtains, blinds, whatever. And then we're pretty much done. The goal is to hopefully have it rentable March 1st. Is that right? Yeah. What's that?
Maybe March 10th.
Maybe March 10th. Well, we'll figure it out.
I'm hoping to get like the window coverings up so you can take pictures so it can go on. Maybe. We have a lot to do still. We're so close, but it
is kind of cool. Like I was in there today, and it feels like a home. Yeah. Like you walk in, it's like, who the hell lives here?
If you open the cupboards, there's no silverware.
Okay, well, it doesn't feel like that much of a home. It feels like a real estate house. You walk in like somebody's trying to sell it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, this is nice. This is very cozy, and then you go realize there's no toilet paper.
Yeah, it can't look too close, and all the cupboards need cleaned out, and it needs a really really good cleaning.
Like pressure washing. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're close. We're just at that very last. It's so close, but man, the list is long of stuff that
it's ridiculous.
We need. So
I did go measure all the windows again. So I got interior measurements and exterior measurements on all the windows, so we can decide how you want to do blinds and stuff like that. So We've been working on that one. All right. So, do you keep tweaking the jerky? Yeah, we're playing with recipes still. We ask people that buy jerky to let us know about what they like about it, what they don't like about it. The barbecue flavor didn't have enough barbecue flavor in it. Even for me, I was like, I can't really taste the barbecue, so we tweaked that a little bit. Cajun's getting a little warmer. The sweet and spicy needs to be a little bit more sweet and a little bit more spicy.
It's just like
so it's just
tiny.
Yeah. We're not Jack Links, so we're still playing with the recipes, so it works out well. Alrighty. So anyway, this week we had a video go out on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so this was the Michael Bloomberg video, but
it went on Facebook.
It went on Facebook, yeah.
Was it Wednesday or was
I don't
it
know. I
Tuesday?
can't remember what day it was.
Anybody remember?
So anyway, how that video came about, because honestly, you can ask Erin this, but really like that kind of stuff.
Wednesday at 4 a.m.
See, there we go. See, I knew
4
it.
4 a.m. our time.
When stuff like that happens, like 9 times out of 10, I just blow it off. Like, first of all, politicians kind of annoy me anyway, and it doesn't matter which party they're in. Politician's a politician no matter what. So I saw it. In fact, we talked about it Tuesday morning. We saw it come across. It was just kind of like, somebody else tooting their own horn or whatever. We got a phone call from a news outlet that afternoon asking what my official statement was, and I didn't have one. So I called up Erin. And I said, hey, I just got a call from these people, and
these people not to be named.
Yeah, and I said, they wanted to know what I thought, and I said, I didn't have anything. I got nothing. And so I asked Erin, what should we say?
I'm like your publicist.
Yeah.
Make me a statement.
Yeah. So Erin actually wrote so the whole thing was written by Erin.
Yeah, I wrote it.
You wrote it. See, now I got your credit.
Thanks.
She said the whole time, nobody knew that I wrote it. I should have been like a little kid at the end. By Erin.
My wife wrote this for me.
I was actually editing a video when they called, and I was like, I don't want to stop editing to come up with something to say to them.
What was the Tuesday video?
Whatever the Tuesday video was. But you wrote it like they were expecting like an email back from me, like a statement.
I figured we would just post it on Facebook. Right?
Oh, like a written deal?
Yeah. Because I was sitting in the farm store, and in between customers, I think it was appropriate that I was sitting in the farm store while writing about farmers and ranchers, right?
True.
And so I was sitting there and just writing, and then researching, watching the full clip, and also I looked to see what a lot of other farmers and ranchers had been saying, on some different agricultural groups, and yeah, and then I was just gonna I sent it to you, and I wrote it on my phone, it just as a text message, and so I just sent it to you, and I was like, what do you think of this? Mm-hmm. And thinking we would just post it on Facebook with some pictures, and that would be our statement, or on Instagram, Facebook, here's our statement, and you're like, I'm gonna make a video.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
So I went and made a video.
And then it was done at 8 o'clock at night, and we're like, should we post it? And we're like, no, let's be strategic, and it'll wake when you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you do? You probably open social media. Most people do. Some people do.
Usually I get Lincoln's foot out of my face.
Yeah.
Move your foot down here, and then we'll talk.
And then you open up some sort of social media or some sort of news source. So it went out at 4 a.m. Mountain Time, so 6 a.m. Eastern Time. And so then when we woke up at 6, I actually was up most of the night, really
You were really worried about it, yeah.
It's always we're not trained for this. We don't have publicists. This is a big deal. And I felt because we are fortunate enough, and we've worked really hard to build this audience, and that we have you guys, that we have some opportunity to kind of speak for the industry as a whole. And that's great, but it's also a lot of pressure. So, I didn't want to, when I was writing it and stuff, I wanted to make sure that it was inclusive to ranching and farmers, and that it was really a representation of what we go through. It wasn't an attack on Bloomberg. I didn't care about him other than he's clueless, but I wanted it to be a representation about what we go through.
Right, and my big thing with it was that we have a voice. right? So we can get the ball rolling with stuff. Like we put out something, and then I can, I've called Zach Johnson, the Minnesota millennial farmer. I said, hey man, can you do me a favor? And I rarely ever ask Zach. I think this is the first favor I ever asked of Zach. And we've done a few favors for him, by the way. I think he still owes me a few.
Yeah.
But I said, hey, can you share this really quick? And he said, sure, done.
Yeah, and he did, and that helped us. But when we woke up at 6, I was going to say, I looked at my phone, and I was nervous, but we'd already had 323 shares when I looked at my phone at 6. The comments, I scrolled through the comments really quickly, just kind of scanned them. Everything was super positive. So thank you to everyone who saw it super early Wednesday morning. You guys sharing it and stuff, got the momentum going.
Right.
And then when Zach shared it, it went even further. We had a radio station in Casper, Wyoming that shared it, that they actually have more shares on their posts than we do on ours.
Right.
So
it's basically, my point behind it was that if we have a voice, that we should be able to use it.
But
right?
not that we're going to address every political thing.
Right.
Don't
No, God,
think
no.
that.
No. You do really have to pick your battles.
We've talked about, the only political things we've talked about is country of origin labeling and this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We have a super chat that we didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. Long Ash Cowboy, thank you very much for the super chat. You did us in America proud. Honestly, I just wanted to be a voice for agriculture. I think that there were thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of farmers and ranchers and people that aren't farmers and ranchers that heard the comment, read the comment, saw the comment, even though it was from 2016 and I caught the whole, it's taken out of context and all this other goofy crap. But it doesn't matter what he meant to say, what he did say, whatever, it's how it was taken, right? So you can say something and it doesn't matter what you say, it's how it's taken. We talked about that yesterday. If you've been married long enough, that's the truth. You can try to say something that's supportive and it's taken the wrong way and it doesn't make any difference. So it's how it's taken. So that's what I wanted to address.
The thing that I thought was offensive about it was him saying, I can teach anybody in this room how to be a farmer.
Right.
That is not true. You cannot learn farming from a book. It can get you a long ways. I think anything can get you. Reading a book is obviously an important part of learning anything.
Well, he didn't say go read a book.
He didn't say
he said I can teach you.
And maybe he has maybe he can learn farming from a book and get some people some way, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying you can't. I gardened my whole life as a kid. When I started market farming, it's a whole different animal. Once you scale up, it's a whole different animal. We couldn't go do what Millennial Farmer does.
Right.
We have no clue. We'd be starting at square one.
Right.
And I know how to put a seed in the ground and put dirt on it and put water on it. Mm-hmm. And I would still have no clue how to be, a commodity crop farmer.
Right.
So that's the part that really bothered me. And it's about, you're devaluing an entire industry and all the blue-collar factory workers that were also insulted.
Yeah.
You have no idea what anybody goes through until you walk in their shoes.
Yeah, exactly. I would not say, I can take anybody in this live stream and teach them how to become a rancher. I don't think I could. There's no way.
And not everybody wants to, and that's what a lot of the comments said too. I have no desire to be a rancher, but this is wrong. Okay.
Yeah. So being able to say something for a bunch of people who couldn't, right? I did once we put out the video. And then I got a lot of really supportive comments that were I was waiting for somebody to say something. Thank you for using your voice. That kind of stuff made me feel good. A lot of negative backlash too, but who gives a crap? I don't care about that. But
you raised your animals for slaughter, so you don't care about them.
Yeah. I actually answered that comment, and he said, I don't remember the guy's name, but he said, you raise your animals for slaughter, so there's no way. You're BSing me when you say you care about them or something like that. And I said I care about my animals because I care about my family. I care about our customers. Therefore, I have to care about my animals.
And our breeding cows, you guys know, stay here for many,
our breeding cows are
years.
here probably longer than I am sometimes.
We don't. Bambi is here until the day she dies. And so it's not. Yes, her calves are sent to essentially to slaughter. But our breeding stock is very much that we care about them. Yeah. And their calves. If we don't take care of their calves, if we don't take care of them, we don't have a successful business. So
exactly.
Of course we care about them.
JB, well, the gray matter part was the word showed disdain for the intellect of farmers, and he must have forgotten most of the founders were farmers. Yeah, I agree. The gray matter thing, I was just... I kind of answered a few people in the beginning, and they were like, you took it out of context, and it's like, well, if you look at the tense of the way he was speaking, he wasn't speaking in past tense. He wasn't saying, farmers used to, not be as smart. No, they're just not as smart. So yeah, it's insulting all the way around, and it's not, It really wasn't it wasn't meant to be an attack on Bloomberg. It was supposed to be, basically us standing up for who we are and what we do, and that we're proud of who we are and what we do.
And if you go back and watch the video again, you will see that we did not attack Bloomberg. The only thing we said is that you have no clue.
Yeah.
You have no idea what it takes, and that's true. I will stand by that until the day I die. He has no idea what it takes to be a farmer or a rancher. Just like I have no idea how to be mayor of New York. I have no idea how to run for president.
I'd be like, if I was the mayor of New York, I'd be like, what's that show, Parks and Rec, with the kid that was like the mayor of the, he was like the 18-year-old mayor, and
let's make the hockey arena.
Yeah, he was like, let's make a skate land, kind of thing. Yeah, and ended up running the whole city to the ground. That's what I would do to New York City. But he may have done that to New York City too. So.
There's lots of people that don't like how he was as mayor. So, I've been trying to learn how to grow microgreens, and holy crap, I think I know how to market farm, and that's a whole rabbit hole that I had no idea. So complicated.
Yeah.
There's so much. You had no idea how to doctor a cow when we started.
Yeah.
If you think about trying to put all of your cow knowledge down on paper, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. All right, somebody asked about the question, the sign that's behind your head. Must be the "I'm sorry, did I roll my eyes out loud" sign. I saw that roll by. We got a lot of comments going by right now. But
lots.
So, just to show how smart you are, you've been working in the high tunnel here for the last couple of days.
Seeds in the ground.
We kind of alluded to it, but this is what Erin's been doing, and she's been making dirt. Right.
So you guys can see obviously there's some stakes in the ground that's marking different varieties or different crops, but those little tracks, that's where I have direct seeded things like radishes. Oh gosh, I've put a lot of stuff in the ground. Here I have a list of everything that's gone in the ground. All right, so cabbages and cauliflowers have been planted, not in that picture. 4 different kinds of radishes, beet greens, collards, spinach, a Hackaway turnip, greenhouse lettuce mix, arugula, sugar snap peas, baby bok choy, and bok choy have all been seeded.
Who is this little guy?
That is a... And a bunch of different lettuce. Head lettuce, romaine, salanova, bib lettuce.
I'm not sure about the kale.
We got 3 kinds of kale this year. We have red kale.
You're really trying to kill me with kale, aren't you?
We have green kale. Did you turn the audio back on?
Yeah.
We have green kale, we have purple kale, and we have dinosaur kale.
Interesting.
No Swiss chard. I don't really have room for it. I'm running out of room. I might have to plant the walkways.
If you plant the walkways, then where do we walk?
I'm going to plant every other walkway.
Oh. Okay.
So you can access, because I plant, and can you put back up the picture of the...
We might lose audio when I put the picture back up, but
can you turn that?
I don't know if this is working. It says the audio's back on my thing. Can you hear us? I don't know.
So yeah, you can see, I wish I had a laser pointer or something, but I plant in 30-inch beds with 12-inch walkways. So there's 5 or 6 different rows of spinach there. That's that big chunk there in the middle, kind of. So I have 12-inch walkways. So I could essentially plant every other one, and so I would still have access. I don't know, it would be kind of tricky, but I'm running out of room, and Edible Prairie Project, the nonprofit, this year we're doing spring greens baskets, so a CSA the month of May. So I have lots of 6. This is a bit tricky this year, and so I have to fulfill those baskets. Everybody's getting 6 different items every week. I have to make sure I have enough produce for that and the farm store. So essentially from now until forever, I'm planting radishes like every other week.
I think we should have, at Ranch Roundup this year, maybe we could have like a kale eating competition.
Oh, I'll have kale.
Could we have a kale? How would you...
We're having carrot cake eating.
No, we could have kale eating competitions. Trying to figure out how you would decide who was going to win, though. I'm sure somebody likes kale, so they would probably win. But all right, let's do. Anybody interested in an EPP update? Since you started talking about the Edible Prairie Project, there we haven't talked about Erin's non-profitable, the Edible Prairie Project. This is the T-shirt. You can actually get it on our website. The proceeds from the T-shirt go directly to the Edible Prairie Project.
Yeah.
And
it's a cow, some cows eating some carrots. It's kind of hard to see.
A little bit, but it's a good T-shirt.
Yeah.
Well, the cows, that's a good question. I tried to get Bambi to eat some kale one time, and she wouldn't do it. We were going to make a video one time. Remember this video idea I had where we were going to take Mackenzie and put her up against Bambi and see who would eat certain things?
Oh, Mackenzie won't eat anything.
But yeah, but it turned out like being almost like morbid, because the only thing they would both eat was like summer sausage, which is weird.
Well, do you think Bambi would eat summer sausage?
I almost guarantee you she'd eat summer sausage.
But she won't eat kale.
She won't eat kale.
It's a leafy green.
I don't know. I have no idea. But a cow eating summer sausage, that's not right either, right?
No.
So.
So Edible Prairie Project's going really well. We actually celebrated our 1-year anniversary on Wednesday. I was going to share that anniversary post to our birthday post to Owl's Facebook page, but then we went viral. So I was like, I'm not going to mess up the algorithm. Wednesday was our 1-year first birthday of the anniversary of our formation. So that was kind of exciting.
Did you guys have a cake or anything?
No.
No.
So
kale cake?
We're in full swing of things for summer. So we're selling veggie baskets, not to the public yet, but our newsletter and our returning customers have been able to purchase our CSA for spring, summer, and fall. We've added...
What does CSA stand for?
Community Supported Agriculture.
I never knew that.
Yeah. We're doing garden kits, 25 garden kits available for free if you are on SNAP or WIC and you live in Campbell County. So those are available. We have scheduled our garden planting day at the Council of Community Services at the Boys and Girls Club.
So let's talk about the Boys and Girls Club. You guys... can we talk about this?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Not yet. We're like this close.
It's so interesting to do something that you basically formed a nonprofit along with Megan. You and Megan formed a nonprofit, but you have a board, so you can't say certain things.
You can't say certain things until the board approves stuff. And then when we partner with other nonprofits, their board has to approve stuff too. So that's
what's going on.
So,
okay.
And then this summer too, we're also launching summer weekend meals for kids. We are doing 100 weekend food bags for children in Campbell County. And so last week I met with grocery stores to find out their discount pricing or what day do I need to order.
Didn't you have a grocery store that was just we'll give you the food?
No.
Why not?
Do you know how much food for 100 kids for a whole weekend is?
I don't know are you giving them Pop-Tarts and stuff, or what do you give them?
No, so it's... They get 2 breakfasts, 2 lunch, 2 dinners, 2 snacks, and 1 fruit or vegetable.
This is all done through EPP?
Yeah, for 12 weeks.
That's a lot of food.
It's a lot of food.
Who's feeding the parents?
Well, we're going to have some, some weekend food bake programs do where the kids can cook everything. It's very individualized. And then some groups do family style. We're doing a hybrid. So we'll have at least one meal that will be family style, a full box of cereal or a full-size jar of pasta sauce and pasta for the whole family for dinner. It's a hybrid.
Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. That's crazy.
Complicated.
Wow. All right, Samantha. Here's a compliment for Erin. I usually don't like too many live videos. Me neither, honestly, to tell you the truth. But I love YouTube.
You don't even other YouTube videos. You're such a YouTube snob.
So my biggest thing, I'm going to get back to you, Samantha, trust me, is that I don't watch a whole lot of other YouTube because I would steal the good ideas, right? I like coming
You're
up with my
very easily influenced.
I am very easily influenced. So I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. I should do that. And it's like, no, I can't do it because somebody else did it, and somebody else, you know, Zach did it. So now I can't do it, right? So
it has
now
to go
if
through
Zach
me.
and I accidentally do the same thing, then he usually texts me and he's like, hey, I did that in the last video I did, and then it's funny, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, haha, yeah, funny, Zach, because he knows I don't watch his crap. So so like. I ran into that with
I
Nick.
don't watch your crap. Please share our content.
I ran into that with Nick Welker too, when I was in California hanging out with Nick, and he's like, "Oh, you know, how many of my, you know, you watch a lot of our videos?" And I was just like, "Do you want me to be honest, or do you want me to lie?" You know, kind of thing. I don't watch that much YouTube. I don't have time. Number one, because
Oh, you have time. I watch YouTube.
well, I watch other crap. I watched this pharmacist show apparently this morning on Netflix that I have to finish tonight. But
So 2 episodes, and I have to watch the last.
because you fell asleep. All right, Samantha, you had a very nice
you.
compliment that I was trying to get to. Not to mention Erin is beautiful. There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Samantha.
And
Thank you
your
very
voice.
much. Yeah, well, that's what I'm stuck with.
We do YouTube Premium or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And creators, like you still
get paid.
Yeah.
Creators still get paid from you if you do YouTube Premium. I think it's like $10 a month or something like that. You don't get any commercials. This is not an ad for YouTube, by the way.
We do the YouTube family, so we both can use it. We get the music.
Yeah, I
which
think it's
we
like
don't really use.
$14 or something like that. a
Do
month.
it.
Yeah.
Get rid of the commercials. It's like game changing.
Is it really?
Oh yeah. I do watch YouTube. Like every morning while I drink my coffee, I watch YouTube.
Yeah, you do.
About 30.
You watch YouTube when you're doing your
Oh
your
yeah,
hair.
and when I do my hair and
when you
stuff,
do your
too.
makeup. I have to come in and I'm like, excuse me, YouTube, may I talk to my wife for a minute? And then
But-
she's like, boop boop, and then we get to talk, and then like literally the second I stop talking, boop boop, we're back to it. Whatever you're watching.
Well, I have to watch stuff though that I don't necessarily need to watch that I can just like listen to.
Oh, like us?
Yeah.
Would you watch? This is an interesting question. This is a philosophical question. Would you watch our channel?
No.
No,
I don't watch our channel.
You don't really? Okay, that's a dumb question. I should never ask that question. Oh my gosh. Ah, that was stupid. Somebody bring me another drink. Maybe I am just a dumb farmer.
We fight about this a
Damn.
lot, actually. You're like, did you even watch the video? And I'm like, no, because I'm your real life wife, so you can talk to me in real life about things.
Yeah, but occasionally, every once in a while, though, there is that time where it's like, you should have watched the video because I forgot to tell you, right? And then it'll come back and bite me in the butt.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, it was in a video. Everybody else knows.
That makes
And
it
Erin's like, when did that happen? A while
I
ago.
don't watch a lot of agricultural content. That's my real life. So, like, I have watched a lot of microgreen content lately.
Yeah.
But I would say I don't watch, like, agriculture for, like, enjoyment or for, like, just for, like, pleasure. And I think that little bit of YouTube time that I get every day is very much, like, I want it to not be, like, our lives.
Like brain dead stuff. Yeah. Like crazy brain dead kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I watch a lot of, like, makeup, and I listen to, like, I watch Jenna Marbles, and I watch her podcast, and, I mean... I've been watching Wheezy Waiter lately.
What the hell? What is Wheezy
He does
Waiter?
these challenges that I think are just really
Oh, wait a minute. No.
interesting.
He does challenges? Didn't you just yell at Mackenzie for watching a challenge
Yeah, but
channel?
Mackenzie does like, we put 1 million Orbeez in a swimming pool. Stupid crap.
There's a bunch of stuff to Google right there. Challenge, Orbeez.
No, he's like a real life adult that I can relate to. But things like, I got up at 4:30 every morning for a month. And
Yeah.
like how as an adult, like you benefit from these things and not just like I did it for a day for like clickbait.
Okay.
Like I meal planned. And last week I was like, I'm going to meal plan.
And how'd that work out?
Great.
Really?
Until I have to
What
go-
are we having for dinner tonight?
Well, I had leftover fajitas from the restaurant we went to last night. So it went great until last night.
Right, exactly. All right, so
Microgreen videos are short
are they really? Why are they short?
because they're micro.
You guys need to go somewhere else. Hot damn. You see them sexy new shoes on that Bobcat?
You know what I was thinking the first time I watched that video?
No, I don't. You watched it?
Hey, you sent it to me.
I made her watch
So
it.
I could post it.
Wait a minute, which video are you talking about?
The Tweel video. Anyhow, you know what I was thinking?
No.
You better not have dug a hole in the mud with your little...
With my little spinny.
Yeah,
It was
just
actually
like,
pretty
You're
frozen.
gonna mess up the gravel.
It was actually a little. It was that perfect time of morning, and we were talking about this morning. Like I go out and it's warm. It's warm. I should say the wind's not blowing. It's 32 degrees.
Tomorrow, this all.
The sun is shining, but the ground is still frozen solid.
Spring 1 is over as of tomorrow morning.
Spring 1, spring part 1. We're going back into winter is what we're starting tomorrow.
Yeah, there's a blizzard and 40-mile-an-hour winds. But yeah, it's very wet out right now. Everything's very melty. But yes, in the morning everything freezes. Like we're still getting well below freezing at nighttime. So yes, it's frozen, and then just barely melts. Things are pretty enjoyable until about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it's very soggy.
It's going to be an interesting
JB Belt says
few days.
people driving on the grass is a pet peeve of mine.
Why are people driving on your grass?
I don't know, but Bobcat tires do mess things up.
Oh,
Like,
Bobcat
you have
tires are
to be
horrible.
way
Yeah,
careful with
I'm
them.
gonna give you. So we put the Tweels on the Bobcat. Today was my first day of actually getting out and trying to use them. Tweels are basically. I wish I had a better picture of it, but they're like rimless tires. And let me see if I roll this
There you go.
back. Well, that really didn't work.
You needed to press pause.
I needed to press pause. So they're tires that don't have any air. There's no air in the tires.
You can talk about them at length on Tuesday.
Oh, I'm going to, because today I feel like I got the crap beat out of me. There's no suspension. There's no air in these tires, so they're basically solid. There's nothing, no give,
Yeah.
right? And in a Bobcat, there's no suspension anyway. So I'm cruising right along, and they beat. It's like it feels like I went about 10 rounds with Mike Tyson, and all he did was body blows the whole time. Like
I'm very sorry.
I might have kidney damage.
If you drank more water, it would help.
And you don't have to air them up.
No, you don't.
That's true. So yeah, we're gonna be taking a look at those hopefully on Tuesdays if everything works out okay. And
You're done
nothing.
filming it, right? You just have to edit?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done filming in the episode, and a lot of editing gonna happen. So 800 folks here with us. If you are here hanging out with us, be sure to thank you. You can subscribe. You can also hit the thumbs up button if you'd like. I am Mike. This is Erin. You're probably here because of the Bloomberg video, more than likely, would be. But it's kind of weird how people find stuff, because in the Bloomberg video, first of all, I didn't say our Wyoming Life once. I said my last name for the first time in video.
Yeah, it showed up a few times.
It showed up here and there, but I actually said it for the first time.
I think we've had 1,500 people at one point.
That was when we were back on the
did-
Our Wyoming Life channel, though.
Yeah.
So on BTR, this is probably a record.
Probably, yes.
I didn't say anything about BTR during the video.
Well, no.
Why would I? So it's cool that people actually track us down this far. I appreciate it. It's very cool.
Yeah, somebody kind of like ripped us apart in the comments on Facebook about just one day this person woke up and decided to be a farmer, and then like you guys that follow us on Facebook, obviously like you know the backstory and you guys are super supportive, and so it was really great. Everyone was like, no, this is the backstory, and they came back to help family, and somebody even commented like tagged like my farm store and tagged the nonprofit, and like they do all this stuff, and like go watch their videos.
Yeah.
And then I was reading on there was a radio station in Casper that shared it that just got a ton of traffic, and there was somebody that was like, doesn't he have a YouTube channel? And so it was interesting to see like your face has showed up apparently often enough.
I had the weirdest thing happen. So I have an app on my phone. Actually, it was on my iPad, but it's like one of those news apps, right? And I'm watching, or I was probably doing something else. Maybe I was watching YouTube. I don't know. But I was doing something, and I got an alert that popped up. You were asleep. And I got an alert that popped up that said something about Wyoming Ranch. And I was like, oh, what's that? So I clicked on it. You get the little pop-up on your phone. I clicked on it, and holy crap, it was me staring back. I was like, I know that guy. And I woke Erin up. I was like, oh, my gosh, this came across on my phone. So weird for that kind of stuff. That stuff doesn't really happen.
And you don't use Facebook and stuff. Like, I've had Facebook for several years and stuff. And so, like, I remember that same radio station in Casper, My Country 95.5. They've been great supporters of us from the very beginning. And so I don't know, we were like just a few months in and they shared a video and I was just scrolling through my news feed and like your face showed up and that was weird. That was really weird. It happens more often to me just because of how I use social media and the stuff that I follow and stuff, and so I'm not as weirded out by it anymore. Megan, though, that I run the nonprofit with, because Edible Prairie Project got tagged, and so she was like, oh, I needed to, she obviously like wanted to check and make sure no one was saying bad things about us, and then she's like, I read through this and they know everything about you guys. How do you do this? And I was like, oh, I just don't read it. Not when it goes viral like that. Like,
I mean, even in the beginning, you know, starting the YouTube channel, the original, so this is obviously an offshoot, BTR, Beyond the Ranch, but we, you know, we started with our Wyoming Life, which basically was just to, you know, show people people behind your food and where your food comes from and stuff like that. And when, you know, things like the Bloomberg things happen, it is very much, it's so, people almost expect us to say something. I got a lot of emails where people were like, are you going to say anything? When are you going to say something? Did you really just say YOLO? YOLO? Really? JB Weld, $10 super chat. Thank you very much. Keep speaking your mind, Mike. It's genuine YOLO. YOLO.
Thanks.
You only live once. Yeah, I mean, it's weird that you know, that people were expecting me to say something. I think honestly, like if I wouldn't have said something, there would have been quite a few people that would have been kind of annoyed with me if I wouldn't have said something. Yeah. So, not that I want to say something every time, you know, something crappy happens. You know, if you know the farm bill has, you know, no cool in it, piss me off. I didn't say anything about it, you know.
I feel like,
and it's not that I'm picking and choosing political sides or anything like that. It's just like the old fart, you know, really just kind of pissed off a lot of people all at once, and
it was a pretty easy thing for us to like get behind because like I said, when I was writing it, like I was looking to see what the agriculture community was saying, and you know, generally the outrage was that like, do not belittle us, like we are intelligent and we have gray matter. And so it was, yes, there was people that like, the biggest thing has been you're taking it out of context.
Yeah.
And there's a few other negative comments that have come up too, but the biggest thing is it's been taken out of context. Well, he hasn't explained his context, so
I don't think he ever will.
No.
Why would he? I mean, it's like, you know, somebody. So if I get a comment that's just a crappy comment, right? If I answer it, I'm basically opening up a you know, that Pandora's box. Like now it's just gonna go downhill. Like, and that's all it ever does. So like a lot of times, if those really crappy ones, we just kind of say, okay, well, you know what, you're entitled to your opinion. Obviously, our channel is not a fit for you. Maybe find something else that'll make you happy. You know, that's kind of my...
You tell people that, too.
I do tell people that.
Sometimes we ban people. You say GTFO.
Yeah.
Moving
When you
on.
said GTFO. Oh, that's funny. That's
I can
funny.
use letters, too.
We got a lot of questions here about the tweels since I showed the tweels thing. The tweel with the side load. So I'm going to give you guys kind of a sneak peek into the tweels. How the video is going to kind of play out is that I went out with regular tires, regular air-filled pneumatic tires, and I did... What? What are you laughing at? Did you fart?
YOLO.
So I went out with regular tires and did a few things. You guys are ruining my vibe here.
Sorry.
So I went out.
GTFO.
Just bye. See you later. I went out. I did a few chores. I did a few things, and then I went and changed out tires, put on the new tires, and went and did those same things to see what the difference was. Right.
Yeah.
Truth be told, there was a little bit of a time frame in between the two things because we ran into a nightmare where they sent us the wrong size tires. We had to get new tires. Eventually, we ended up with the right tires. Then we went out and did this stuff. So the tweels, you talk about side load on the tweels. You do slip and slide. The tweels have a lot harder rubber than our regular tires do, so there's less traction on ice and snow and stuff like that. When I did take it out and try to clean out one of the barns, I was sliding all over the place. So that's a downside to them.
So, I mean, but you think if it was like dry, do you think you?
I think so. Yeah, if it would have been dry, it would have been a lot easier. And I was on a little bit of a slant, a little bit of a hill, a side hill. So I kept on sliding down. Once I got out of that side hill to slide hill, it was a lot better. So where is that damn waitress? She never comes around.
More details on Tuesday.
Yeah, but the other thing is the ride. I mean, I took it over frozen cow pies and literally shook my fillings out of my teeth.
But you're super excited to clean up the dump and not have to have
no flat tires.
Yeah.
That is going to be awesome. I can't wait to get in and dig around with that. So that'll be fun.
Like last summer, the amount of flat tires on 4-wheelers, Gators.
We have flat tires all the time.
Bobcat, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, we went through a couple weeks where it was just like flat tire, flat tire, flat tire, flat tire. This is parked. Like, get one tire back. Hang out at the ranch for a few hours. Oh, take another tire.
Yeah.
Who's going to town? Who can
So take a tire with you. I think we send tires in with people too. So
yeah.
So yeah, the Bobcat tires, literally no give. Even with the spokes, I ran over big chunks of concrete. All kinds of stuff. No give whatsoever. So yeah, expect a rough ride. They do make them for gators, and my hope, or side by side UTV type things. My hope is that someday I can get a set of those, and then you actually have suspension. So maybe that would be a big difference. So I am going to keep the old tires marked because I never trust anybody, and if Michelin comes and gets their tires, then I have no tires. So same reason that we still have corrals, and Aeroquip is got us the new corral system, or the portable chute. We still have corrals. We still have to have it. So let's see, how's the old compost pile going, Erin? That's from Scott Brum.
Well, we've got just like a few small ones, and then like you did pile one up for me last summer. The cows are laying on it, and there's actually there's a lot of gravel in that one, so we've decided that that's actually going to go on a hayfield and not in a high tunnel.
I really don't want to put it in a hayfield either. I want a bunch of gravel in a hayfield.
It's just small gravel.
Still, it's a pain in the butt.
Well,
that small stuff gets stuck in everything.
Has to go somewhere, man. Anyhow, the cows are laying on it. They like it. And then we've got a few smaller ones. Like, we got to do some compost gathering.
Yeah.
So,
there's always compost. We do have a cow to compost. We're working on that.
Yeah, we haven't started that one yet, so.
We still have the cow. She's on ice, literally. But what I hate is that what's literally, figuratively? There's a difference between the two.
Yeah.
Somebody look that up, because there is a difference. I always feel like I'm using it wrong. Will the twills become more ductile in the summer heat?
I'm guessing flexible.
Yeah. Honestly, I haven't talked to them about that. They might, maybe. Who knows?
It's a possibility.
We'll find out. We're going to play with them for a while. So,
yeah, Otis, we noticed that you love the beef jerky.
Oh my gosh, is Otis here?
Yeah.
Otis, I'm going to pick on you for a minute because I have 3 minutes to do it. Otis lives off of. We love you, Otis. First of all, let me precursor everything with that. We think you're awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Because you order more beef jerky than anybody does. Otis, I'm almost afraid that you might be eating too much beef jerky. But we did have a theory. So Erin and I were having dinner the other day, and one of your orders popped through, and we were like, Otis ordered more beef jerky. I'm almost fairly certain that he's selling it on the side.
Yeah, we can get you like a wholesale.
Yeah, we can get you a whole price if you're doing that.
Distributing it.
If you own a gas station or something, let us know. Yeah, we'll hook you up.
But yeah, thank you for all the beef jerky orders, Otis. We've got another one that will probably go out tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, Kenzie. So when you guys make an order, it prints, and then we obviously have it on our web site management program. But Mackenzie
Did you put anything in your coffee?
No. Mackenzie came up to get a piece of paper or whatever, and I found these on the printer because we just leave them until we get to pack orders, which we do 3 or 4 times a week, depending on how quickly we get orders. We're like, Kenzie, don't lose those.
Don't leave those up there. Otis said his son's a long-haul trucker, and he loves it. That makes sense.
That's what I figured, is that you were probably giving it away. Thank you, Otis.
I could start a side hustle in school. Hit me up on wholesale price, Mark. That's a good idea. When I was in high school, I sold gum. Did you know that? Did I ever tell you that?
No.
So we weren't allowed to have gum in high school because, it was apparently horrible. And I used to buy the Wrigley's or Big Red in back. I don't know. Is it still a quarter for the little 5 pieces?
Oh gosh, no.
So anyway, we used to buy it for a quarter.
Is anything a quarter?
I don't know.
Nothing.
There's a quarter. You can still make a phone call. Can you make a phone call for a quarter? Can you find a phone booth? Anyway, long story short.
You can get a bouncy ball.
Can you?
Yeah, we get them for the kids all the time.
Oh yeah, the gumball machines.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, I would buy Big Red for a quarter, and then I would sell individual sticks for a quarter. So I would make $1 off of each pack. I did that in middle school and in high school too.
You're just an entrepreneur from the beginning.
I know, right? Well, one piece I keep for myself, so I made 75 cents.
Well, you said there was a 5-pack.
Right, but I had to pay a quarter for it.
Okay, yeah.
I took one, so then there's 75 cents left.
Jody asked what our kids' favorite meals are.
Ooh.
Lincoln mac and cheese. Our plain noodles. Buttered noodles.
Yeah.
Our caramel rolls. Chicken fries for Grace. That's all the kid eats lately. And Kenzie summer sausage, strawberries, and Go-Gurt.
Yep.
If you ask her what she wants for lunch, the usual.
Yeah, I don't get that. Literally, in a literal manner or sense, exactly. Figuratively is apparently the opposite. Or maybe it's the same. I don't know. The whole world is a strange, strange place. J.B. Weld sold Sam's Club candy bars in high school, 75 cents a piece, 3 for $2.
Oh yeah, you had a volume discount. Good for you.
Yeah, I didn't have a volume discount. If you are interested, though, in wholesale price sun beef jerky, you can always send us an email at mail@ourwyominglife.com. So, it's only 25 cents. Alrighty. So this week is a wrap. We're moving on from the Bloomberg thing, I think. Actually,
It's still going.
if you're still, if you haven't shared it yet, if you're still, funny thing is, like, we get comments, and we still read every single comment. We may not get to answer every single one, but we're reading them.
I haven't read every single Facebook comment.
No, I did miss some Facebook, but there was a lot of, like, this should go viral, and then I would answer, well, share it then,
Well, and even the YouTube video too. Like, you guys have been amazing. I mean, it has like 1,500 comments or something.
Yeah.
Like, that's a bit much. 1,428.
Yeah, that's a lot.
We
of comments.
haven't read everyone.
Yeah, no. In fact, I've had Matt reading comments and saying, "Hey, Matt, let me know if you see anything that definitely needs to get my attention because I can't see them all."
It's too much on that, and we're not complaining. Like, thank you guys.
Yes, thank you very much. And it's not about us. I think it's more about being a voice for thousands of people who were thinking the same thing. Mm-hmm. Maybe didn't know how to say it. Not everybody has an Erin to ghostwrite for you.
I know, right?
And didn't have the means to say it. I mean, I could honestly imagine sitting around a co-op or a feed store or something like that and listening to some of those people talking. I guarantee you they were saying the same things that we said in the video. It was just that we were able to get it out there and put it out to a lot of people all at once and make people feel like they were heard, I think.
I think it was, like we talked about earlier, like, I thought we would just put it up as like a written Facebook post, and you're like, oh no, I'm going to make a video, and then you edited it and showed it to me and stuff, and I was like, man, it's sure convenient. We've had a YouTube channel for 3 years because literally everything that I talked about, we had video clips for. So we did think it was funny. I think we kind of discussed, some of the comments of, like, who is this person, and because, like you said, we did not put anything about the channel or anything in it, and it's just like, if we hadn't had that, it would have all been stock footage, but it was actually us.
Or just me standing there.
Yeah. We don't film in a normal world, you don't film yourself doing all those things. So if this had come up when we were very new to the channel and to social media and stuff, like, we wouldn't have been able to have the impact, and largely because you guys wouldn't have been so supportive, and it really takes, like, our core audience to your guys' initial reaction on both Facebook and YouTube is what gets it out to the world. So
yeah, there was a lot of second guessing on our part. Say, should we do this? Do we need to do this? I did get some backlash. Stay out of politics. Don't talk about politics. And I didn't think it was a political thing. But all
we said about Bloomberg is that he has no clue. We
said his name.
We didn't endorse a presidential candidate.
A certain guy said a certain thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, and we get a lot of, like, who are you voting for president? And it wasn't about that. It was about, what was said about our industry and us standing up for ourselves.
Yep, and that's what we do, and that's what we do every single week on our Wyoming Life. You can check that out. You can subscribe every week. We're trying. Our main goal is to bring people into the ranch life, what it takes to bring food to your table, the families behind it, and give people a chance to escape their ordinary every single week. We do it here. We do it on our Wyoming Life. We do it pretty much everywhere I go. Facebook, Instagram.
A little tiny bit on Twitter.
A little tiny bit on Twitter when I think about it. But I think it's things like this where what I say, what you write, what I say goes out to hundreds of thousands of people, maybe even millions of people. Like, that's what makes everything that we do, completely worth it. So thank you very much for being a part of our lives. Thank you for coming to our live stream tonight. We do this every Sunday night at 6 p.m.
Jack vote for president. A lot of people said you should run for president.
Yeah.
I'd have to write all your speeches.
Yeah, exactly. You're my speechwriter. Until next time, have a great week, and thanks for joining us right here on Beyond the Ranch.